What's up guys, Tanner Chittister here, and in this video I want to talk about the 3 best ways that you can make money as a broke beginner in 2020. Alright guys, Tanner Chittister here, helping people get away from their 9-to-5s to make an online business. Now, these are the 3 best ways in my opinion in 2020 that you can build an online business. So all I want to do is kind of go one by one, list the pros and cons, and kind of where your head should be thinking. So the first one, and probably maybe one of the easiest, is email marketing. Now, the upside to this is it doesn't take a lot of effort, all right? What you have to do essentially is you're just gonna be sending emails to different lists or to different audiences with some type of info product, right? Now, the cool thing with this is, let's say that you're starting from scratch. Sorry guys, I'm gonna be getting a new easel because I know this whiteboard doesn't really do it justice. But let's say you have an info product, right? So you have an info product, but you don't have an audience. The first thing you could do is obviously you could go to, sorry for my handwriting, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, right? And you can immediately start building an audience from some type of opt-in. So you do like a free PDF or a cheat sheet where you send them to an opt-in page. And for those of you who are super new, opt-in page just means getting their email and information in return for some type of, again, PDF or cheat sheet on, whatever you want to sell. So let's say I'm in the fitness industry predominantly. So let's say how to lose 30 pounds in 30 days, whatever. So that's the first way. Okay, and it's gonna be a little bit slower, obviously, if you're doing organic, but essentially anyone who's sitting at home who has a computer can do it. Now, one of the faster ways is, if you are good at marketing, is you can go to, especially in the fitness industry, is you could go to a influencer, and again, I'm sorry for the writing, but you could go to an influencer, right? Who, let's say they have 100,000 followers, and they're not monetizing it whatsoever, right? So you go to an influencer, you say, hey, look, I'm gonna build out your product and I'll do the advertising, I'll make you a lot of money, and then we can split it 50-50, right? So you start running this offer to his audience, you take 50% of the profit, but he's the guy who has the brand and he's putting his face out there, and all you're really doing is behind the scenes and the back end. So this is probably one of the easiest. It's gonna take a little longer to build traction if you're doing it completely for free, but if you could get an influencer, it's highly recommended, because this is probably one of the best ways that even friends I know or other business owners make a lot of cash. So the second thing I like is consulting, and the reason is it's usually the fastest way to grow your wealth. Now, obviously I'm a little biased, that's fine. If you look at my links below, I have either info products, email marketing type stuff, or I also do predominantly consulting, right? Now, the reason I like this is one of the easiest businesses to grow really fast, because if you're really good at what you do, you could come in and you could charge someone anywhere between 2 to 15K per month, right? Or for the duration of a program, and make a lot of money really quickly, as long as you can get them results. Now, usually to really scale it fast, you are gonna need some type of paid traffic, but the way I started, and it was completely free, is I just came out, right? And I started going to my audiences on Instagram, we'll just do Insta, Facebook, YouTube, and then I also went to email. Some guys will say Google Ads, but that's really just not for most beginners. I think it takes a lot more skill. So you can immediately go out if you have no cash and start going to these audiences. The other way is, specifically with Facebook, you can go inside Facebook groups and start offering value for free. So if you have no cash, you can go in Facebook groups and go to the biggest Facebook group and just look at all the questions people are posting daily, and start commenting on those posts offering value. And a lot of times people will respond back or DM you, and that's where you could say, hey, yeah, I could totally help you on this. Let's get on a call and we'll talk about it. And you could pitch your offer and service. And for someone who's not making any money in their business, if you were to get someone on a phone call and sell them a 2, 3, 4, 5K package immediately, you usually more than likely make more money in that one deal than you make in a month right now. So this is probably one of the best ways. Once you figure out paid traffic, you can scale exponentially fast, which is why my company has grown so fast, because essentially once I figured out traffic on Facebook, Instagram, and I've also started on YouTube, I'm able to kind of explode the business very dramatically. So consulting is probably one of the best ways. Obviously I'm a little biased because this is how I accrued my wealth and how I've grown so fast, is I had a fitness consulting business and I also help other business owners grow their businesses. But if you can give a high level one-to-one type service and build a team around that, it's a very lucrative offer and it's very high profit margins. You know, we're talking anywhere between 60% plus versus, you know, maybe with this offer, if you're splitting 50% with the influencer and you're running traffic, you know, it could be a lot less. So this is consulting. This is by far my favorite. I highly suggest doing this one. Obviously, again, I do say I'm biased in this video, but if you want help with this, obviously there's links down below and I can try to help you with that. Now, the last one is e-commerce. Now, this is probably one of the most difficult ones just because you can't start from scratch. So with the email marketing and the consulting, you can pretty much start from scratch, but with e-commerce, you're probably going to have some type of paid money to run paid traffic. Now, what essentially e-commerce is you've seen, you know, I think it was Kendall Jenner, Kylie Jenner, I can't remember, it's one of the Kardashian girls, but basically what they're doing is they're buying stuff in China, okay, for cheap. So let's say like you buy like a pair of socks in China for like 50 cents and then you resell it, right? So resell for, let's say, $8, right? So essentially you're buying merchandise for cheap or wholesale or in China or whatever, and then you're gonna resell it for more money. Now, I'll be completely honest, I've never done this type of business, but this is how it works. And you can use, you can create your own store through Shopify, or you can do drop shipping. Drop shipping is essentially the same, except you do zero fulfillment. You pay a company, someone comes to your site, they buy it, you give a company part of the cut, they, you know, fulfill it, they ship it, all that kind of stuff, and then you make a percentage. You'll probably make more just going straight e-commerce. So I mean, you buy the merchandise yourself and then you go out and resell it versus, you know, doing drop shipping. I can't, you know, speak from, you know, numbers just because I haven't done it. But the downside is that, again, you have to have money for paid traffic. So depending on your personality or what you want to do, these are probably the 3 best businesses, but it depends on your goals and your personality. So if you'd like to be behind the scenes and, you know, do marketing and you enjoy that stuff, but you don't want to have to, you know, be on the front lines and you kind of want to like sit on your couch and hide, like this might be for you. If you want to build your own brand and really help people and be loud and do, you know, YouTube videos like this or whatever else, consulting probably is the best option, especially if you want to grow with speed, because it's a lot easier to sell a high ticket 5K offer than it is to sell, let's say, a $100 offer 100 times, right? Or e-commerce like 1,000,000 times, right? So if you want to have a big brand and speed, I'd probably go with consulting. If you're more just wanting to stay behind the scenes but be a part of a brand, I would say email marketing. E-commerce is just like, you really don't want to talk to people and you're kind of a loner. So you want to make money, but you really don't want to associate with people and you don't care about the profit margins as long as you're just making a lot of money, because obviously if you're selling a lot of units, it won't matter, it'll take a lot more, but this is an option that I know some of my buddies do and a lot of other business owners do very successfully. So those are my 3 options for the top businesses a beginner with no money can do in 2020. As always, if you have any comments, drop those down below. Give this a like and a share, and I'll see you guys in the next video.